Jalen Hasward. This is my quick week 4 EdTech evaluation tool journal. I wanted to use something familiar. I talked about the use of the website Zoom Workplace in my week 4 assignment. So I thought, hey, it'd be great to kind of evaluate that and look at that because it's something that is new to me, but I have a lot of high regards for. I think it's kind of a great invention because it brings a lot of aspects together, especially in the field I work in. So I decided to take a deeper dive into it with evaluations. So let's talk about that briefly and we'll go into the journal summary as well. So ease of use and navigation, excuse me. The website is generally easy to use. I feel like if you're tech savvy, it's straightforward, it's interesting. It's also pretty simple to use because it's AI supported. So it kind of does a lot of the work by itself. It obviously guides new users into where they need to be and what needs to be done. But it's a program that brings a lot of people together as well. So even if you have hardships and hard times figuring it out, you also have other people that are more likely more familiar than you are who can help you out. So it's something where it's for the most part effective. A little minor tweaks maybe can be made for people who are just getting into technology, but for those who are somewhat briefly familiar with any kind of tech, it's relatively easy to use. Features and design. I thought the website was done phenomenally. It's very simple to follow. The user interface is straightforward, done quickly. It does not take too much time to keep up with, and it's just something made for the common technological user, whether that's someone using a laptop, a phone, a tablet, a computer, just any source of technology. It's simple, it's straightforward, its navigation is simple and effective, and I'm all for it. Content. So, content was mostly effective. The assignments and everything that come with it are sufficient, but that's subjective. I wouldn't say there are assignments. I'd say that the website is something that is used for collaboration, generally in the classroom setting for those who need to come together for a common goal, whether it's academic growth or it's something as simple as discussing the best path forward for a student. It's mostly effective. It can be a bit confusing to those who don't understand what the purpose is for, but like I mentioned before, as long as everyone's on the same page, it's straightforward. Assessment is moderately effective. I didn't think that it was as crucial as it could be. The assessment portion states that it should be stated objectives that are consistent across units. Resource includes adequate opportunities to assess and report user mastery and progress. The website itself doesn't generally help with that. It's usually the people coming together to highlight what needs to be done. That can be done in an assessment, or maybe it's assessing student progress or growth for something amongst people, but it's not a website that's specifically designed just to hold data collection and information. It's something where the user has to make that happen. Standards I put not applicable. They're aligned with relevant state or national standards. This website doesn't focus on standards or national needs. It's just something that brings users together who can't be in the same room to store, communicate, and keep in contact with something that they're trying to reach in terms of an educational setting or just any setting in general. But my example here is that it's used in education. The impact I have is extremely effective. The impact is something that helps a lot. It's something new, it's something modern. We're in a technological age that makes adjusting and adapting to those things a bit tricky, but this website helps close that gap a little bit, and it is something crucial and important in getting that technology surge going. Accessibility, mostly effective. It's something that can be navigated on or used on, like I mentioned before, a lot of technological devices. Um, it's simple to get to, simple to get onto the website. The login is a quick 1, 2, 3, especially if your information is stored already. You just log right back in. For the first time user, someone just logging on, it can be a little tricky, but I'm not going to say it will be. I am going to say it can be. If you're bringing all of these individuals together in an educational setting to collab, a lot of them are going to already be familiar with technology, which is why something like this is important, and you kind of have to assume that most people understand what they're doing with tech already. Technical aspects, all straightforward, all simple, highly effective. It's a technological website that brings ideas together and brings people together with it. And it just updates often. The team behind the website is constantly working to make sure that the user interface and things that are needed, things that are broken, are fixed consistently. They're doing an outstanding job keeping the website up and listening to users who have concerns or ideas that may make navigating everything easier. So I think it's top tier. Data security, I put evident and moderately effective. It's something that's new. It's not brand new, it's new, but there are things in the world of technology like data breaches and things that can get out there. The website seems simple and secure, but anything with AI use, you kind of have to be mindful of because that's still a pretty new thing that's being used in technology and used in a school setting. I think it would just come down to being confident and maybe being mindful of confidential information being shared. But overall, the website is strong and makes a lot of great points and ideas for helping in an educational growth setting. So, like I mentioned before, my selected tool choice is Zoom Workplace. Reflection on the tool, I just thought it was a widely used synchronous learning tool that supports live instruction, collab, and communication between teachers and students. It became especially important in situations of remote and hybrid learning and continues to be useful for virtual meetings, small group instruction, and family communication. So, some simple pros and cons. I feel like the pros kind of outweigh the cons, but it is worth noting that there are both. Some of the pros include Zoom offering strong engagement features like breakout rooms, screen sharing, chat polls, and recording. It's relatively simple to use. You could use it on multiple devices. If you ever lose one or one needs to get replaced, you have more options. It supports accommodations like closed captioning and recorded lessons. It helps students or individuals or admin who might have something like a reading problem or a hearing problem. There's accommodations in place. Some of the cons that are direct that link with technology are the stable internet access and stable internet connection. There's the love and graciousness for it for the easy use of remote areas and remote settings, but you have to have that consistent internet in those places. So that's where it can slow you down a little trying to meet in the middle there. Free versions do have time restrictions, and extended screen time can contribute to student fatigue. You want to introduce students to it, but you don't want to rely on it. And in order to have that program grow, you're going to have to pay for the full membership. That might be okay in a school district that has a partnership with it, but those trying to do it in a homeschool setting or a private setting, that can get costly, especially if it's a monthly subscription. The main benefit of Zoom for education is its ability to support real time interaction, collabs, and immediate feedback, which are essential for effective instruction. It does also support universal design for learning by offering multiple ways for students to participate. Zoom does not provide built in curriculum, grading, or long term progress tracking. Like I mentioned earlier in this, there is the use of people coming in and combining things together. It's not a website used for data and logging, it's just used to bring people together to make that process easier. Overall, I think based on the evaluation scores and my perspective, I would absolutely recommend Zoom Workplace as an effective instructional support tool when used alongside learning management systems and assessment platforms. I think anyone who has any sort of subpar technological knowledge, it would go a long way bringing people together, having people who cannot be in the same building or the same room at the same time. You can bring, I think, up to 100 people into these meeting rooms. That's a lot. I imagine that that number won't be reached that often, but just the fact that you have that option to bring all kinds of people together at once to reach a common goal or to at least get something said or understood, that goes a long way, especially in a time frame to where technology is being introduced and applied in classrooms in and out every single day. It's great to find things that make that easier. Thank you.